Let's make something really cute for 4th of July using an empty box. So I had this box sitting around from my brush bath, and I decided today that we're going to use it. I have some old hymnals that I got at a yard sale, and I'm going to start to spray these down. I'm using the Elmer's spray glue. I would actually recommend using Mod Podge for this because the glue did not dry smooth. It dried sticky. So I would use actually Mod Podge for this. But we're going to give this full coverage with the hymnal sheets first. And you can see I'm just kind of spraying and gluing 2 sheets on each side and then one on the side of the box. And fold them down over the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to go ahead and rip up some of those hymnal sheets. And I'm going to Mod Podge. I'm going to switch over to my Mod Podge so I get a smoother finish here. And I'm just going to put them randomly around the box. This is just going to add a little bit of texture to it. Then I'm going to make sure everything is nice and dry. Next, I'm going to come over with a piece of wax paper. I think a parchment paper would have worked better for this because the hot glue stuck to the wax paper. And I'm just going to draw a little star. And then I took my scissors and just kind of cut out where everything was sticking, where the wax paper was sticking. So once I get that done, I'm going to come over with some antique wax. I'm using Waverly Antique Wax. You can get this at Walmart in the craft section. I'm going to dip it in a baby wipe and just wipe it over my entire box. This is going to give it that rustic look that I love so much. And then I'm going to glue my star. And you might want to put your ribbon on first before you glue the star down because I had to actually move my star down a little bit. So then we're going to come over and I'm going to paint the star with some white paint. I used acrylic paint for this and it worked just fine. I did use a little brush to get into the little cracks of the star and then gently dry it. You don't want full blast or it will melt your glue. And then we're going to come over it with some more antique wax, but I actually decided that the rub and buff was going to be a better option for this. So you'll see right now I am going over it with the antique wax. I just wanted to kind of see what would work better. And in the end, I decided that the rub and buff was a better option for this. So you can see I'm taking that now over top my star. And then I added a little bit to the edges of my box and a little bit in the center just to add a little bit more dimension to my project. Next, I'm taking some water and some paint and blue paint, and then I'm just going to dip this piece of drop cloth in it, and we're going to make sure it's nice and dry. You can see that just kind of dyed it blue. I wanted something blue for the top, and I didn't have anything, so I thought I'd just dye it myself. Then I took some antique wax over it, just a little bit, just to kind of, so it just kind of tied it in with the rest of my box to make it look nice and rustic. And I used a baby wipe for that also. Then I made sure it was nice and dry, and then I'm going to come over and tie it onto my box. See, this is where I ran into a little bit of an issue. I had to pull my star off and then put my ribbon back on. So I would measure your ribbon before gluing your star down. And then I just tied a real simple knot on for my ribbon and just glued that star right in place. I'm going to trim the drop cloth up a little bit here. Then we're going to glue a piece of foam in the center of the box. And then I got these flowers at Hobby Lobby. I actually paid full price for them. I don't usually do that, but I really like these flowers. So we're just going to cut these down and we're going to stick them all through the box. So I did go back then and add some white flowers. You won't see me do it in the video, but after looking at my project, I decided it definitely needed some white to kind of soften it up and to just kind of tie in that red, white, and blue theme. So once I got these in, I went around it with some Spanish moss. And like I said, I did go back then and add those white flowers. So we're just going to go around the base of the project with the Spanish moss. And this turned out so cute, guys. Let me know what you think of this project and let me know if you think you'll give it a try. Thanks so much for watching.